Hi, my name is Mark Antonson. I'm a software engineering manager with Nelnet here in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm here to explain Nelnet's UNL Senior Design Project for 2026-27, which is Storefront Events Hub. First, a little bit about Nelnet. You may already be familiar with us as we were founded in Nebraska and headquartered here in Lincoln. We are a publicly traded company and we focus on financial services and technology. You might know us most likely as a student loan servicer, as we are the largest student loan servicer in the federal student loan program. But we have a variety of business lines spanning payments, banking, fiber internet, and education technology. This project specifically is within our Nelnet Campus Commerce Unit, which is a business unit that focuses on payment technology for private higher education institutions. Storefront is an existing product that we already have today in the NCC lineup. So Storefront is a e-commerce platform for higher education institutions. So if a private college or university wants to offer either a physical or digital good for sale, Storefront is a product that they can use to do that. So this handles all of those e-commerce aspects from listing products and managing the inventory of them to being able to allow either registered or guest checkout users to be able to add those products to their cart, complete a payment experience, and end up fulfilling that digital or physical good, as well as all of the financial reporting that is needed on the business side. So while Storefront's an existing product, and there are schools using Storefront to essentially sell tickets for events, it really doesn't meet all the needs of a true event management platform like an Eventbrite or Stova. So, and there's a couple of reasons listed here, but really institutions are doing one of two things. They're either making do with Storefront as a less than ideal solution and kind of filling those gaps with manual processes or spreadsheets, or they're running their events on a totally different platform than the rest of their products through Storefront and using something like TicketLeap or an Eventbrite. We'd like to close that gap and allow institutions to be able to use one product for selling all of their items, including events. So that proposed system we're calling Events Hub. And we see Events Hub as really needing these 5 key capabilities to be able to close those gaps and allow institutions to effectively run events through Storefront. So some of these items might make more sense for Nelnet to work on. Some of these items will make more sense for the student team to work on. That's an aspect of the project that I think is unique. We have a Storefront team that is a development team, already that has brought the product to this point, and they're prepared to work with the student team on which pieces make sense for you guys to do and which pieces make sense for them to do. An example of this might be email event templates. Email templates is a pretty specific feature within Storefront. You guys might not find that all that interesting. That might make most sense for the Nelnet team to own. But QR ticketing is an entirely new concept and might really benefit from the student perspective on how that attendee experience and ticketing process should work. So that might make the most sense for the student team to work on. This will be something that we figure out in the first part of the project is where do your interests lie? What pieces of Events Hub is the team most interested in building, and then letting you guys run with those pieces while the Nelnet team builds the rest. Keep in mind, this product's really going to have 2 distinct audiences. You've got end users who are attending events and going through that ticketing process of purchasing and then attending the event. But you've also got the school administrative users that are acting as those event organizers, defining those events and managing them all the way through execution. The technology stack for Storefront is a little unique as well, as it is actually built on top of an existing product that's open source called Knob Commerce. So we license Knob Commerce and then extend Knob Commerce through their plugin architecture. Knob Commerce itself is a .NET application. Specifically, the version we're using uses .NET 9. We use SQL as our database backend. So for production sites, those are deployed to Azure instances. And then, local development, we do using SQL Server and Docker. Knob Commerce's UI is built on Razor, jQuery, and Bootstrap. And then we deploy the application in production as a Kubernetes service. But locally, we just run it, in Docker on your development machines. So like I mentioned, one of those key pieces is you'll be taking that open source product and extending it, just like we do with Knob Commerce today and the storefront product. And you'll do that through their plugin architecture. So Knob Commerce has a very strong plugin architecture that allows you to extend and override Knob Commerce behavior through one or more plugins. So we expect the development team to really be free of the Nelnet constraints. You'll be able to stand up your own copy of Knob Commerce, build the functionality that we need for the Events Hub product through one or more plugins, and deliver all that functionality without needing to tie into any Nelnet specific plugins or development environments. We've got some specific boundaries of scope defined, of what's in scope for this initial version of Events Hub and what's out of scope. Those out of scope items, may be negotiable if the team is really interested in looking at that as a stretch goal, or if we end up working through these items faster than expected. So we think there's a couple key benefits to working with Nelnet from a logistics perspective. First off, we actually have a UX design team that has done some initial concepts for the Events Hub, and we're going to make that team available to interact with the student team throughout the project. So you're not starting from scratch. We certainly want your input, and you'll be able to collaborate with that Nelnet UX design team. You'll also be collaborating with the storefront team. We've got an existing dedicated team for the storefront product with their own product owner, architect, engineers, QAs, etc. And they're a real distributed team spanning New York to California. We expect easy communication since Nelnet is a Lincoln company. So I am physically here in Lincoln in our 13th and O location for 5 days a week. Happy to come down to campus and be able to communicate face-to-face when that's needed. But we've also are very familiar and used to working with Teams and email as we are a distributed team. And then we want you guys to have the opportunity to present at Nelnet Center to some of our key stakeholders. So we'd love at the end of each semester for the team to come down to Nelnet Center and present your final release of each semester in front of some key Nelnet stakeholders. So that's our pitch. We've really got 3 people that you would be interfacing primarily with on the Nelnet side. Myself will be the primary contact for the team, but we've also got Raul, who is our senior product owner and works specifically with the storefront product and really understands the storefront customer base. So Raul will be able to give you great insight from the product side on exactly what our customers need. Now, we've also got a great software architect on this product, Chuck. And Chuck's going to be able to give the team great technical direction. So we think between the 3 of us, we're going to be an awesome team on the Nelnet side to be able to support the senior design team and give you whatever guidance is needed. We want a great student team to come and really imagine what event management within Storefront could look like and build us an awesome extension to Storefront that we can really get great value out of with our customers. So thank you for listening to my product pitch. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out. But hopefully you're excited about working with Nelnet and working with the Storefront team. Thank you.